Newt Gingrich here on the campaign trail, trying to make a comeback. Hey, Mr. Newt Gingrich, Bill Apgar over here with the CBS microphone. Newt? Newt, I got one quick question, Mr. Newt.
We're not doing questions right now, thank you.
Mr. Gingrich, public servants get free health care and free medical care. Can you repeal the veterans law that states you got to be served 2 years on an honorable discharge? Whoever calls upon the name of the Here's Daniel McGee here at Riverside Church. So he's trying to ask me Jesus questions, and I'm trying to ask my constitutional right as an independent journalist to ask him a question. He's got questions about Jesus. Mr. Gingrich, I couldn't get over there here at the platform. Can I get a picture? Hey, listen, man. Listen. You got to serve in the military 2 years to get free health care. Can you repeal that and make it? Because I served 1 year and 3 months. I got an honorable discharge.
I want me to take your picture?
Please. No.
It is.
Sir, I really appreciate it. You're doing very well. Who will you pick as your vice president?
Can I get one of you guys real quick here?
What was that? The German television station right there?
Yeah, that's interesting.
And you're a big Newt supporter.
Yes, I am.
And what was one of the major factors today, this afternoon, at this speech here at this church called River Church, which I could not find, by the way. I went through 2 ghettos, just to let you know that.
Okay. And what are you doing? YouTube?
I'm doing for the Tan Talk Radio Network and my website, BillApgar.com.
Okay.
Tan Talk Radio Network is TanTalk1340.com.
Okay.
I'm an independent journalist out here to cover the event. I was in Orlando to cover the 2007 debates, and my question to you is, why is it that these candidates now, you have to be CNN, ABC, or NBC to ask a question? Why can't you are allowed to ask a question as an independent journalist, which is covered under the Constitution? My question was, since that if you're in the military and you serve 2 years on an honorable discharge, you get free health care. I served 1 year and 3 months and got an honorable discharge, and I'm not allowed to have that. So there has to be a law to overturn that. Now, if you're a public servant and serve 1 day, you and your entire family get free health care for the rest of your life. And I wanted to know if you, as a Newt supporter, would support repealing that veterans law that says that you have to serve 2 years and make it just 1 day.
Well, I don't know enough about that to be able to comment on that. I mean, I would have to, look it up and understand it fully. I don't know why they did what they did, but, I can't say it as far as Newt is concerned. I don't know that he has any particular position on that. So.
What would you say your stance is on the gas prices right now as a Newt supporter? What do you think the solution should be?
Well, I think that we need to do what Newt is saying. We need to bring in the pipeline from Canada. We need to go with that. We need to do offshore drilling. I think there's not a problem with that. I'm not an EPA person. I don't believe in that. I believe that he wants to do away with the EPA.
Yeah.
And because I think he thinks it's just too much regulation and it's prohibiting us from, creating jobs and.
Tell me your name once again.
It's Noel.
Noel, what's the last name?
Luasis.
Luasis, who just got interviewed by German television. Now, does Peter Rung, you are the head of the Pasco Newt.
I am a volunteer in Hillsborough County.
All right.
I'm not the head of anything with respect to the Newt campaign.
How was the town hall meeting tonight? How many people did they have here?
I'd say they had around 200 people here.
Oh, excellent.
Exceeded my expectations.
Now, most of the major media was here, CNN, ABC, NBC.
Looks like it, yes, sir.
Now, my first question is, do you think it's unfair that a person like myself as an independent journalist cannot come here and ask questions, either if it's one 30-second question or one...
Absolutely.
It is unfair.
It is unfair.
And how do we go about fixing that problem?
I think you work with people like ourselves and county committees across the state of Florida, and get them to put you into places to be able to ask a question.
Because my major question, I've already sent it to his public relations gal, is if you're a public servant and you serve one day in office, you and your family get free health care for the rest of your life. Currently, as an honorable discharge veteran, a year and 3 months, I cannot receive health care unless you serve 2 years active duty.
That's unfair.
Very unfair, and I've been complaining about it for 20 years. Don't ask, don't tell. I'm a straight guy, and I'm ready to tell. That's how I got out of the service, as I was seriously hazed, or as the VA calls it, sexually traumatized. There should be a law that stops hazing in the military, and there should be a law that overturns the current law, which says that you have to be 2 years active duty member with an honorable discharge. That law needs to be overturned quickly and be as equal as a public servant. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree with that.
Now,
as a conservative American and as a father of a current Marine, I do agree with that.
Because you know that there's there's some types of hazing that you're going to go through, and then there's some type of hazing that's just not allowed, and that's what happened to me, unfortunately. Did Newt mention anything about gas prices in here this afternoon?
He did not mention anything about his energy policy, although we've heard plenty about that in these debates as to what he would do.
Because I asked this question to several candidates in 2007.
I take that back. He did mention Keystone Pipeline.
Oh, most excellent.
He did mention that. He did mention the arrangement with the Chinese and the Saudis that was announced on Sunday for nuclear energy, because the Saudis don't trust us any longer, don't trust this president any further, and he did talk about what he would do with an energy policy.
Because my question to the candidates in 2007 when they were at the Republican debates in Orlando was, if we can't stop a foreign army like China or Russia, or even Mexico, if that's the fact, coming across the border down there, how are we going to? What are we going to do? How are we going to get cheap gas? Why is it Venezuela and Cuba and all these people got gas 25 cents a gallon, but America continues? You watch every CNN, NBC, ABC, Fox News. They all comment the same thing. They always got, well, we get most of our gas up here in the Kefladenhopper network, and then the next day it's somewhere else. Where do you think our gas actually comes from? Should we be getting it from Cuba, which China is down there mining for gas right now, which is ridiculous, and nobody wants to realize or ask that. They're all worried about somebody's tax return or who made more money than the other person, which that should just be wiped away and get to the real issues. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree, and I would submit that the speaker in these debates has articulated his energy policy rather clearly, including the fact that on day one, he would open up ANWR. He would let go of the restrictions that we have in Louisiana, let go of the restrictions we have in the Gulf and on both oceans, and he'd undo the restrictions that we have in the northern plain states of Wyoming, North Dakota, and South Dakota.
This is Peter Runn, CEO of iDrinkSecurity.com. Phone number 813-482-2045, and it's or you can email him at prung@iDrinkSecurity.com. Peter Runn, thank you so much. My name is Bill Apgar.
Thank you, Bill.
All right.
And if you ever want to do something about how